Jeez, I've had 3 liters of water today and it's only lunchtime. Today, I wanted to pose a question to you, which is, should you have that unicorn photo? It's that one photo from that location you've been to multiple times, maybe more times than you may care to admit. I know I can definitely attest to that. But you know that when you do get that photo, when all the conditions align, your composition is done right, the settings are right, your editing is right, it's that one photo you know will make you smile more than any other photo you've taken, and it's going to be your one pride and joy. And to that I say, absolutely, have that unicorn, have that one photo you're chasing, but bear in mind there are a few caveats with that, which I will get to in a second, because there are many benefits to having that unicorn, but there are a few things to bear in mind as well. We will have that unicorn photo for multiple reasons. The most important one being that we know when everything aligns, it's that dream photo we've been chasing for however long it may be. I've got 2 unicorns, which I'll get to in a second, but I also know that when I do get those photos down, I will be more than happy to print them out at the largest print I can possibly get into this small condo that I'm living in right now. But also, having that unicorn, it provides you with an escape. When you're mentally and physically burnt out, probably more mentally than physically, and you just need to go out and take some photos, but you don't have the energy to go somewhere new, try new compositions, new locations, whatever the case may be, having that unicorn is that one place you know you can go to where you may walk away with an amazing image, you may not, it depends on the conditions, but it allows you to go out and take photos of your favorite location and just see how the day or the night pans out, depending on what it is you're trying to get. And that's where it comes in handy to have a unicorn, because you know exactly where it is you want to go, what sort of composition you're going to have, because you've been there multiple times already, but it's given you that opportunity to be like, you know what, I've got to get out of here, I want to go take some photos, where do I go? Let's go get the unicorn and see if we can get it today. And also, whilst you're at that location, you may even try and decide to try a different composition or try different settings. You know, instead of a large depth of field, have a shallow depth of field. Or you may try a new technique that you've seen that you want to try out and just see how it's going to pan out. It may work, it may not. But at least having that one location you go to where you know you don't have to think about, is this composition going to work? Are the settings correct with this particular location? Whatever the case may be, you've got that one spot you can go to where you can experiment, try new things, or try the same thing and hope the conditions turn out exactly the way you want it. I've actually got 2 unicorns that I'm chasing, which you can have 2, you can't have 3. It depends on what it is you want to do. One of my unicorns is all the way back in Sydney, which is a bit hard for me to try and get right now because flying from Bangkok to Sydney is not the easiest thing in the world. And that's a sunset of the Harbour Bridge of the Opera House. Now, I have been there more times than I can count. It is my go-to. When I just need to go out and take photos and don't want to think about it, I go to the same spot, get the same composition, and I sit and wait and hope that I get what I'm after. Sometimes when there were amazing sunsets, I wasn't in the right location. I was somewhere else nearby, capturing that amazing sunset, but I also knew that unless I could pop over and teleport there Harry Potter style, I wasn't going to get there in time to get the sunset, and I was much better off staying put exactly where I was and getting the best photo I could out of that location instead of missing out on both. So sometimes that might happen where you're in a different location, the conditions are perfect, but by the time you get to your unicorn, it's going to be too late. So you just have to bite the bullet and make the best of the location that you're currently at, and at least that way you still walk away with an amazing photo, even if it isn't your unicorn. And my other unicorn is Wat Arun, which, if you have like a half day to spare, checking out the temple itself is a great day out, but the unicorn shot is from the other side of the river, where as the sun sets behind it, if the conditions are right, I know it's going to be an absolutely amazing photo, and I can't wait to get it. But at the same time, there are so many other places in Bangkok that I can check out that I can't rely on Wat Arun only as my place to go to take photos. But it is the place I go to if I need a break from everything and just want to go relax, take photos with the composition I know, and hope the conditions are right. And if you've got a unicorn, you know, that one photo of a landscape or cityscape that you're trying to get that you're still chasing, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you to see what your unicorn is. We all have that unicorn for lots of different reasons. It could be a place that brings back lots of great memories and we just want to capture it in the best light versus, you know, a quick snap on our phone, so to speak. Or it could even be a challenge that we set ourselves at the beginning of our photography journey, and we set it as a goal that once we know we've got it in the right conditions, we have achieved that goal. But until then, we're still trying and improving and trying to get better. Or it could even just be a new place you've been to recently, but you know that under the right conditions, it will be awe-inspiring. And until then, we're going to keep trying to get that unicorn because we want to get that awe-inspiring photo. But at the same time, there are caveats to having that unicorn. One of them, and this is possibly the most important one, which is don't sacrifice everything else at the expense of trying to get it. Don't forget, wherever you are in the world, I'm currently in Bangkok, and there are lots of other places I can go to here to take photos. There's lots of places still left for me to explore, but I know that Wat Arun one is just the place I go to when I just want to get out and take photos, or if I'm just lacking a bit of motivation, whatever the case may be. I know I can go there, set up the camera, set up the tripod, and I just have to wait and see how the conditions turn out. But until then, I will explore other parts of this great city and even this great country as well. Yes, I'm promoting Thailand. I mean, I'm half Thai and I live here, so I am going to say good things about it. But you can still go to that one spot if you know the conditions are going to be close to perfect. I do know that predicting those conditions are very difficult. There were many times the conditions looked perfect, but then I got there and they changed completely and I didn't get any of the photos I wanted out of it. But predicting the conditions is a bit like predicting the winning lottery ticket numbers. It's nigh on impossible. There were many times I thought the conditions were perfect, but by the time the sun set, they were completely different and I didn't walk away with the photos I wanted. And at the same time, if I could predict the lottery ticket numbers, I would have by now, without thinking twice. As I mentioned earlier, make sure you're not sacrificing everything else to get that photo. Go there as a last resort. Go there when you need a break. Go there when you know the conditions will be right. But at the same time, don't say, this is the one photo I want to get and I'm going to keep going until I get it, because you will miss out on a lot of other experiences in the interim. Prime example is I never would have gotten those pictures from Turmeda Beach or Shark Beach if I only focused on the Harbour Bridge. But because the conditions weren't great to try and catch the unicorn, I went somewhere new and I walked away with quite a few photos that I was very happy with and that my customers were very happy with as well. So by making sure you don't focus on that one photo only, you can get a lot more out of it. And you may even learn something from those new locations that you can use at that one spot that you're trying to get to. Don't let that unicorn define you. Always try new locations, try new settings, try new compositions, try new techniques, because that way you become a jack of all trades instead of a master of one. I would much rather be able to go to any landscape location and take lots of great photos than just be the guy who only takes photos of the Harbour Bridge. Even though, granted, I have taken a lot of photos of the Harbour Bridge from multiple different angles. But at the same time, I also made sure I've gone to other locations as well and not just focus on the Harbour Bridge only. So should you have a unicorn? Yes, absolutely. But remember, just don't sacrifice everything else in the name of the unicorn. And like I mentioned, I've got two of them. One is on hold until I go back to Sydney, whenever that may be. And the other one here, I use it when I need an escape from the daily grind or I don't have the energy to go somewhere new and worry about all the different compositions I can get and all the different settings I have to use to get the ideal photos that I might want to go back again. So yes, have a unicorn. It's great having something to go for, but don't give up everything else in the process, because you will lose out much more than you will gain by always chasing that one photo. And yes, having that unicorn is great because it's that one photo you know that when you get it, which I generally hope you do get your unicorn, it's going to make you happier than any other photo you've taken, because it's all that time and energy that you spent in trying to get it, and then you finally did get it, and then when you get it and you've edited it and you hopefully printed it, it puts a smile on your face bigger than any other photo you've ever taken. So yes, I do know today's been a little bit philosophical, but I do know we all have that one photo we're chasing, and I know that we'll be insanely happy when we get it. I just hope that none of us give everything up in the process of trying to get that photo. And if you have liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. That will be greatly appreciated. And if you want to see where we are next week, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and tick that little bell. That way you'll get a notification whenever a new video is released. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you on the next one. Have a good night.